Alright, hello guys. Here we have a game one versus a really new player that I don't know many people know, but we do have a guy we are familiar with. We have DanTe, who is a random player who spawned as Zerg in the top right, versus Dur, a StarCraft 1 Brood War gamer who has actually gone to WCG for a couple years and did really well. They were 2002 to 2004 that he did these WCGs, and he is actually now playing a little bit of StarCraft 2. He can't play it as much as he would like, but he's still pretty good at it. We can see that he's actually be going up against DanTe, and this game is on Xel'Naga Caverns. You can tell because if you look at the map, it's Xel'Naga Caverns, and it's a TVZ. Something I really want to stress about this game is the fact that TVZ has changed so much that it's basically a new matchup than it was before. Because of the recent patch where Terran is forced to get a supply depot before getting his barracks, he can't do any BBS styles or really fast Reaper styles that almost characterized the Terran versus Zerg matchup before. And Zerg's buff to roaches has made roaches a lot more powerful and viable in TVZ especially. So the combination of those two things means that Zerg can go hatchery first, which actually does seem like what DanTe is trying to do right now. It does seem that Dur's going to try and block it, and DanTe is now chasing off this, or trying to attack this SCV, whittle it away, and then, ooh! The SCV actually couldn't get onto the patch in time, so DanTe is actually able to throw down his hatchery with very little delay. So he wasn't forced to build a spawning pool or anything. So now DanTe is going to throw his spawning pool at a normal, well, now normal, but what used to be a late timing. The only person that was really able to go hatchery first before this patch was Fruit Dealer, and he is one of the best Zergs out there ever. It does seem that Dur is now getting his orbital command. He does have a barracks that actually has a little spot over here that he'll be able to put down an add-on. Whether it's a reactor or a tech lab is yet to be seen, but he is for now just producing normal marine count and everything. We can see that his gas is up. Theoretically, he might be putting down yep, there's the factory. Probably gonna go for a little bit of a Hellion build. He actually might start building the reactor on the barracks and then swapping them to get the fast Hellions out there. But it does seem that DanTe is just doing everything normally, getting his spawning pool up, mining minerals. It's a very normal thing to do, is mine minerals. We do have the Overlord is going to go around and probably do some scouting. You can see that Dur is simply doing everything normally. Nothing too crazy is happening right now. He's going to put down another barracks, which most likely means he's going to go for a mostly bio type of play, coming with his barracks. They're going to be able to build Marauders and Marines. We can see that he hasn't started researching anything yet, but it's quite possible he's going to throw down Stimpaks soon. But he might just want to get a little more of a standing force before going for tech. We can see that DanTe is doing stuff. He only has this one gas that he's actually not mining from right now. He hasn't even produced any. He hasn't upgraded metabolic boost. Sorry about that. We can see he just threw down a Roach Warren, and he's now beginning to mine gas again. So it does seem that he's going to go for a heavy Roach type of play right now. He'll probably have to morph a layer before he can really start using the Roaches, because Roaches aren't nearly as good if they don't have the speed upgrade. Glial Reconstitution is incredibly important for Roaches. It ups their speed from 2.25 to 3 or so, I believe, which is a massive increase, and it makes Roaches instantaneously twice as powerful. It's similar, really, the way any speed upgrade works, whether it's metabolic boost for Zerglings or Zealot leg speed or with charge, it allows that unit to get a concave so much more easily than units of lesser speed. Which is one of the reasons why you would think that speed Zerglings versus normal Zerglings wouldn't be that much different, because their DPS is identical. The speed Zerglings win because they're able to surround the normal Zerglings so much faster, so they can actually have more Zerglings attacking the same more Speedlings attacking the same Zergling. That would make it so that the DPS is being centered onto units individually, which is much better than the attacks being completely spread out through the entire population of armies. That is incredibly true for Roaches as well, and when it comes to TVZ, Roaches really need a concave on things like Thors, and bio balls and everything in order for them to actually be able to deal a lot of damage. Instead of allowing the bio ball to envelop them, they can envelop the bio ball. And we can see that the lair is being upgraded for DanTe. He is starting to get his starting amount of roaches. We can see that there are actually Hellions on the field for Dur, so he's going to start moving in, but they're actually going to be spotted by these roaches. So these Hellions aren't going to be able to do that much immediately. Oh, a little bit of a push coming in. This is enough of a force to actually take out these roaches, so DanTe is being forced to pull back and starting to worry about his drones. We can see these Hellions are going to be able to push in and deal damage to these drones. We can see that DanTe is pulling them away. The one drone does go down, but these guys are going to be able to do a little bit of damage. We can see the queens are being pulled in. Do they have enough to transfuse? It does not seem so, but these guys are going to hang back and be able to hit the hatchet from over there. But now we have Zerglings coming in, we have roaches coming in, we have queens, multiple queens coming in, so they're actually going to be able to take care of this attack fairly easily. Really good job for army management from DanTe, making this attack do almost nothing. We can see that the roaches are doing a good job of pushing away the Hellions, and these queens are actually going to be able to take out this Marauder. The Marauder can actually do a lot of damage against queens, as we can tell, because the queens are taking a long time to kill it, but the queen does kill the Marauder. We can see that Dur was able to start getting up his expansion with the little pressure, so that is a very, very good solid play from Dur. It's kind of unfortunate that he lost his army, because generally it does take a long time for a Terran to build up his army back up again after losing it. But this early in the game, and with that expansion coming, Dur is going to be able to rebuild his army fairly quickly, because he is going for a bio play, which is very, very strong and very, very macro-oriented. He does have the Hellions, so he hasn't been able to do a lot of economic damage with the Hellions, but he is starting to take down these rocks, so he will be able to get his third up fairly soon. He could also do the safe thing and build the command center inside his base, maybe even morph it into an orbital command beforehand and take advantage of the faster SCV production and the increased amount of mules he can get in order to boost his economy without necessarily having an expansion. We can see that DanTe is continuing to macro up. He's spreading creep fairly well, and he is beginning to really use that extra queen that he had in the beginning, just because of the possibility of having banshees come into your base. As Zerg, you really need at least one extra queen for transfusions and general defense against banshee harassment, because they are so powerful. We can see that DanTe is spawning larva, doing a solid job. It doesn't seem that he's doing much with the lair tech. He hasn't even started Galileo Constitution yet. He does seem to just be massing units. He does have a Spire out, which is going to be very, very useful. Mutas are actually pretty strong against Terran, and counterintuitively, they're actually not too bad against Thors. If you can use the magic box technique in order to get the Mutas spread out so that the Thor splash damage is not as relevant, it's incredibly strong, and it does seem that DanTe is preparing to do some good upgrading with these double evolution chambers. We can see that also DanTe is prepping to take out the destructible rock so he can get his third base over here.